crude oil daily forecast, June 7th, fxempire.com. Crude markets, the light sweet crude market at least, did rise during the session on Thursday as the dollar got punished. But what's interesting is we're closing just barely above the level that we had suggested was resistance. Now, with today being non-farm payroll, it does make sense that a lot of traders would not have wanted to carry risk on their books ahead of the event. But the fact that we slowed here really is not a good sign. That being the case, though, we are willing to admit that a break higher certainly could happen. But we think that most of the action in the oil markets will be dictated upon what happens in the employment numbers in the United States. Um, Simply because it'll be a function of what's going on with the dollar. So if the jobs number is good and the dollar starts to strengthen a little bit, you should have a bit of move higher um, in the value of the dollar and therefore against the value of crude. But that being said, we think that the downside is probably somewhat limited. Alternately, there is a little bit of a downtrend channel trying to be formed here, which is much clearer in the Brent market. So we think that more than likely there's probably going to be a little bit of pressure to the downside coming out, but it is a choppy market regardless of what you're looking for. Looking at the Brent market, go ahead and mark out that channel that I was suggesting. It's a lot easier to see over here. And for the second day, second day in a row, we formed a shooting star, of course, very bearish. So it appears that 104 is offering significant resistance. And again, this is one of those deals where we believe it has very little to do with oil itself, and it's more about the value of the dollar. If the dollar increases, this should fall. It is looking like it's setting up to fall, and this is quite frankly a little bit more interesting chart for us because it's not quite as choppy. A break lower, especially with a stronger jobs number in the United States today, and we'd be sellers of Brent.